Hey ladies, happy Wednesday. I can't believe it's already Wednesday. Kind of craziness. But I'm really excited to be on here with you today and to hopefully bring a word that just really encourages you and pushes you forward in your walk with Jesus and really makes you more radiant. Um, so I got really excited because I pulled up our group and I looked to see what the topic was for this week that I needed to find some content on, and I didn't prepare, and I'll be honest about that. I was just gonna try and find something and do a sweet, cute video, and God kind of just rocked my world and just taught me something in the last like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and revealed some things to me of things that He is weaving together in my life. And isn't that so beautiful? Isn't that how sweet our God is? That He takes all these things that are happening here and there and they just intertwine. And I have had some really sweet time with Jesus lately. It has been such a sweet season of life and very refreshing, to be completely honest. I think life gets really busy and we just get so caught up in our dreams and all these things we want to do and these things we want to accomplish. And I just want to say, God, just let me be still and remind me that I can't do this without you. I need you, God. And that's been something that God has been reminding me of, is that I need Him and I can't do this by myself. I have a very take charge tendency, and I want to do it, and I want to do it well, and I want to achieve this, and I want to buy a house, and I want my husband to get a job because I've been praying for this job, and I want all these things to happen. But God's just saying, Carolyn, let go of it. Be still. Remember that you need me, and you can't do it by yourself. And so, although today's topic of why do we work out and how does that bring God honor doesn't necessarily have to do with me telling you that I need God, but I wanted to share that to say all the amazing things that God is doing. And something that the first thing He reminded me of when I saw that question was the temple. And so I just got done doing this Bible study over the past few weeks called Seamless. It's by Angie Smith, and she's so sweet and so cute. And I heard her teach last year at the Lifeway Women's Forum. For those of you who don't know, I live in Nashville, like Christian capital of the world. And we've got Lifeway, and we've got, Christian music, and all these amazing things. So all these awesome people live around here, which is really, really great. Where am I going with this? Oh, yes. So I've heard her teach and just did one of her studies called Seamless. And if you haven't done it, are looking for a Bible study for your small group, I really, really, really encourage you to do it. Because for the women who've grown up in church, or if you're a new Christian, wherever you are in your walk with Jesus, it is such a sweet reminder of how the Bible really just is it's one big book, and everything connects together. And some of the things in the Bible are out of order, and they happened in a different order, but that's okay because the story all comes together. And ultimately, what do we see happen? We see all these people, and we see God's grace on every single one of them. And so what was really cool is that in this study, we studied the temple, and we studied how in 1 Kings 6, literally Solomon built the temple, right? And it says in verse 11, the word of the Lord came to Solomon, as for this temple you are building, if you follow my decrees, observe my laws, and keep all my commandments and obey them, I will fulfill through you the promise I gave to David your father, and I will live among the Israelites and will not abandon my people Israel. So he is doing something. He's finishing out something that his father David saw happen. And if you go through 1 Kings 6, you will see just literally the details of exactly how this temple was built. And Solomon literally looked at every single detail. And in verse 20, he says, the inner sanctuary was 20 cubits long, 20 wide, and 20 high. He overlaid the inside with pure gold. And he also overlaid the altar of cedar. I just think it's so beautiful. Just read through that. In the 11th year of the bull, the 18th month, the temple was finished in all its details according to its specifications. He had spent 7 years building it. Did you hear me? He spent 7 years building the temple. And you know what happened? Jesus came and he died. And not only did he die, he rose again and sent his Holy Spirit to live inside of you, the new temple. So if you see in 1 Corinthians 6:19, it says, "Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own." So hear me, ladies. Your body is not your own. If you have no discipline in your life to get your workouts happening and to get your eating under control, whatever it is that is consuming you, maybe you're using it like it's a drug or a medicine because you need something to fulfill you. Your body is the temple of God. We don't need the temple anymore. We don't have to go in and only into the holiest of holies and sacrifice a lamb and pray at the altar, and that be the only place that we can pray and pray through priests and all these things. We have access to the living God who lives inside of us. Our bodies are his temples, and that should be motivation in itself to honor God in our workouts, in our eating, whatever that looks like for you. For me, that's motivation. And for me, that just answers the question and blows it out of the water. Because your body is the temple of God. He spent 7 years building that temple, Solomon did. What are you doing to make sure that your temple is all that God's called it to be? Love you, girls.